Afghan terrorist attack, and the second time after the Kunar and Nangarhar earthquake. However, a meeting between us in person has a special value in allowing us to exchange perspectives, identify common interests, and forge closer cooperation. As a contiguous neighbor and a well-wisher of the Afghan people, India has a deep interest in your development and progress. Today, I reaffirm that our long-standing partnership that has seen so many Indian projects in Afghanistan stands renewed. We can discuss the maintenance and repairs of finished projects, as well as steps to complete others to which we have already committed. Beyond that, other development priorities of Afghanistan can be discussed by our teams. Excellency, India has long extended support for the health security of Afghanistan, including during the COVID pandemic. We are now ready to commit to 6 new projects whose details can be announced after the conclusion of our talks. A gift of 20 ambulances is another gesture of goodwill, and I would like to hand over 5 of them to you personally as a symbolic step. India will also provide MRI and CT scan machines to Afghan hospitals and deliver vaccines for immunization and cancer medicines. We have also supplied drug rehabilitation materials through UN ODC and are open to doing more. Excellency, as a first responder, Indian relief materials were delivered to the earthquake sites within hours of the disaster last month. We would like to contribute to the reconstruction of residences in the affected areas. India has also been a significant provider of food assistance to the Afghan people. A further consignment will be delivered in Kabul today. The plight of forcibly repatriated Afghan refugees is a matter of deep concern. Their dignity and livelihood is important. India agrees to help construct residences for them and continue providing material aid to rebuild their lives. Our two countries, Minister, have a productive history of cooperating on water management and irrigation. We note the interest on the Afghan side in taking this further and are ready to collaborate on the sustainable management of its water resources. Your invitation to Indian companies to explore mining opportunities in Afghanistan is also deeply appreciated. This can be discussed further. Excellency, we have a shared interest in boosting trade and commerce. I am glad to note the commencement of additional flights between Kabul and New Delhi. Our educational and capacity building programs have long nurtured the Afghan youth. We will expand avenues for Afghan students to pursue studies at Indian universities. Sports is another long-standing connection. The emergence of Afghan cricket talent has been truly impressive. India is glad to deepen its support for Afghan cricket. As you are aware, India has introduced a new visa module for Afghan people in April 2025. As a result, we are now issuing greater number of visas, including in medical, business, and student categories. Excellency, we have a common commitment towards growth and prosperity. However, these are endangered by the shared threat of cross-border terrorism that both our nations face. We must coordinate efforts to combat terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. We appreciate your sensitivity towards India's security concerns. Your solidarity with us in the aftermath of the Pahalgam terrorist attack was noteworthy. India is fully committed to the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and independence of Afghanistan. Closer cooperation between us contributes to your national development as well as regional stability and resilience. To enhance that, I am pleased to announce today the upgrading of India's technical mission in Kabul to the status of Embassy of India. Once again, Excellency, a very, very warm welcome, and I invite you to make your opening remarks.
Afghanistan da lidalo devaltia yaduna kavu au chamtu yuchi da dwado chi da ubo darchino dawamdara mudiriyat ki hamkari zamung तालीमी और तरबियत जोड़ों ने प्रोग्राम ना ला उगदे मुद्दे राही से अफगान जवानों रोजनी दी मूंग बा अफगान.
So External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar, assuring Afghanistan of India's good intention, or offering medical aid, ambulances, MRIs, machines, and now I think his counterpart from Afghanistan, who's on his first visit to India after taking over, is about to address, and this just shows a new chapter as far as India's equation with Taliban is concerned. Very different from Taliban 1.0 is this engagement that we are seeing. India is not diplomatically recognizing Taliban yet, but at the same time keeping the doors of engagement open. And this conversation between the Indian and the Afghan delegation happening at a time when Pakistan has just carried out attacks in Kabul, it seems. I think the Afghanistan foreign minister is just about to speak, but while we wait for that, Siddhant is with me on the broadcast. Siddhant, this is significant. Like I was just telling the viewers, this is India and Afghanistan, especially Taliban, turning a page from their engagements in Taliban 1.0.
Well, that's right. In fact, India has always played a very, very
وړاندې زه د تاسو له مېلمهپالنې او دعوت نه مننه کوم.
Express our gratitude for the hospitality and for the invitation.
له هر څه نه وړاندې زه د تاسو له دعوت او مېلمهپالنې نه مننه کوم او خوشحاله یم چې ډیلي کې له تاسو سره وینم. تاسو ته معلومه ده چې هند د سیمې یو لوی او مهم تاریخي هیواد دی، متنوع فرهنګ لري، پرمختللی او زحمتکشه ملت لري. د افغانستان او هند ترمنځ تاریخي، تمدني او ولسي اړیکې
civilizational and people-to-people ties for centuries, and it is not only limited to geography but also to business, culture, sports and other links that have binded us together. In 1947 we began official bilateral diplomatic relations and have had close policy positions on many issues. Now it is important that we increase our understanding and make use of our capacities and opportunities. India has always stood by Afghan people and has assisted them in many areas. Similarly, over the past 4 years, and particularly the recent earthquake in Kunar, India was the first country to respond in humanitarian assistance. We would like to show appreciation. Afghanistan looks at India as a close friend. Afghanistan wants relations based on mutual respect and trade and people-to-people, political trade and people-to-people relations. The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan stands ready to create a mechanism of understanding between two countries, and these consultative mechanisms work towards strengthening our relations. Approximately 9 months earlier, I met with the Deputy Foreign Minister Vikram Singh in Dubai, and this was the good start of high-level engagement, following which I had 2 phone calls with yourself, which gave new impetus to our relations. I am happy today that I'm here in Delhi, and this visit will increase or strengthen the understanding between both countries and open a new chapter between these relations. We hope that Afghanistan and India, on an official level and in different areas, increase their engagements and exchanges we hope that through talks and dialogue we can increase the level of understanding between us. During the American occupation, there was many ups and downs that happened. However, throughout this time, we never gave a statement against India. Rather, we always sought good relations with India. We will not allow any group to threaten anyone else or use the territory of Afghanistan against others. Daesh is a challenge for the region, and Afghanistan is at the front lines of this struggle. Luckily, the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, its forces and its strong struggle against it has eradicated it from Afghanistan. The need of our region is that we combat this menace together. And this is a need for the common prosperity of both nations. Let me again express my gratitude for providing this opportunity. I have more to add and we will continue the talks. Thank you.
So that was India and Afghanistan's external affairs ministers exchanging notes and, turning a new page as far as India's equation with Taliban is concerned. India has reiterated that it is committed to Afghanistan's independence, also said that we are going to aid as far as the medical situation in Afghanistan is concerned. These are the high-level delegation talks that are happening between India and Taliban-led Afghanistan. Siddhant is with me. Siddhant, sorry I had to cut you short the last time around, but you've heard both sides. How do you analyze India's position and how Afghanistan is reciprocated?
Look, India or Nima has always played a very, very constructive and positive role when it comes to development works being carried out in Afghanistan. India had built Afghanistani parliament, multiple other projects. In fact, Indian technical mission has always remained present in Afghanistan all throughout, despite the Taliban takeover. India has never been an aggressor when it comes to the region, and perhaps this is something which the Afghanistani people have always appreciated. In fact, there is large Afghanistani diaspora present in India. They work here, they come here for their treatment, etc. So there is a very deep people-to-people connect or nima between India and Afghanistan. And today is the day when, for the first time, Indian government is hosting Talibani government's foreign minister, Amir Khan Muttaqi, and in fact, the full diplomatic by the government to the Talibani leadership. Now, a very important remark coming from EAM S Jaishankar, where EAM said, Arunima, in his opening remarks, that both countries are facing cross-border terrorism. In fact, EAM also said that we should make coordinated efforts to tackle terrorism. Also, Arunima, EAM said that India is fully committed for the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and independence of Afghanistan. Now, this should be seen in the context of today's airstrikes conducted by Pakistan in Kabul and various other places in Afghanistan, because what Pakistan did today is violating the sovereignty of Afghanistan. This should also be seen in the context of President Trump demanding Bagram airbase, control over Bagram airbase. So there where India has made its position very clear that India stands shoulder to shoulder with Afghanistan, and India respects Afghanistan's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and the mutual concern for both the countries is the cross-border terrorism emanating from one country.
Siddharth, you mentioned that attack, the airstrike that Pakistan has carried out today. How is the Indian diplomatic establishment also? How is the Talibani delegation that is here, the Afghan delegation that is here? Are they linking it to the Taliban foreign minister's visit to India, the timing that Pakistan chose to carry out this attack?
Okay, definitely. Pakistan has always been an aggressor, Arunima. Even if you see their track record from 90s itself, helping America to create mujahids, etc., etc. Then using Afghanistan as a vessel state, as a country in a backyard which can be exploited. That has always been the role of Pakistan in very much in Afghanistan. So when it comes to Pakistan-Afghanistan equation, definitely Pakistan right now is seeking the help of United States, seeking the help of China to settle dispute with Afghanistan. But जो जख्म है, जो घाव हैं इतने सालों के, those are very deep, and that cannot be settled even if you get China. Last time around, what Pakistan did right after Pahalgam incident and Operation Sindhu, they got China to settle things with Afghanistan, but that did not work. So because Afghanistan understands that what Pakistan has been doing in last so many years, how Pakistan time and again tried using Afghanistani territory as a vessel state. The ISI plays dirty games in the backyard, etc., etc. And what happened today, Arunima, as you rightly said, the timing particularly, no doubt that Pakistani establishment is after Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan from a very long time. They do things, operations against them time and again. But today's day was selected only to send a message to the Talibani leadership that, look, if you will deepen your cooperation with India, if you will strengthen your ties with India, then we are going to come after you. So it was not a message to Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. It was a message to the Talibani government. You rightly said that it was clearly a message to them that there should not be any increase in cooperation with India. They're not liking. Last time around, Arunima, when Foreign Minister S Jaishankar spoke to Interim Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi after Operation Sindhu, they did not like both the leaders speaking over phone, because that was the first telephonic conversation between two foreign ministers. Immediately, they called up China and they got trilateral format meeting done in Beijing, where Chinese Foreign Minister, Afghanistani Foreign Minister and Pakistani Foreign Minister was present. So they are always cautious of India entering into Afghanistan, India, deepening ties with Afghanistan. But the fact is, Arunima, Afghanistani people love India. There's a deep people-to-people connect. You go to areas like Lajpat Nagar in Delhi, you will find every second home there is an Afghan citizen living. They have a huge diaspora in India, and the kind of support India has extended, twice or thrice humanitarian aid has been sent to Afghanistan via Chabahar port in last 2-3 years. Arunima, I don't remember the exact numbers. So by activating Chabahar, India has been sending help, relief material, etc. to Afghanistan. Technical teams are already present there. There have been multiple high-level meetings. Foreign Secretary met Amir Khan Muttaqi in Dubai this year in January. Then JSPI went to Kabul to meet Amir Khan Muttaqi. So, India has always played a very constructive role. And from Indian side, Arunima, there has never been any loose remarks for the Talibani government, any kind of unnecessary comments coming from the Indian. Never. That has never been the case with the Indian side.
But Siddharth, I have to ask you this. One of the comments made by the External Affairs Minister was about joint cooperation in terrorism. Do you get a sense from South Block, from Jawahar Bhavan, that India has decided to move on from the days where IC-814, unfolded in the theatre of Afghanistan, or when Osama bin Laden was harbored by Taliban regime so those days where terror was at its peak and Afghanistan was a theatre where it was unfolding, you get a sense that both India as well as new Taliban has moved on from that era?
Absolutely, Arunima. We have come a long way. As I said, that there has never been a loose remarks coming from Indian leadership. India has always believed in developing, good relations with the new Taliban government. The government still does not recognize the Taliban government officially. to the best of my understanding. But the technical teams were always present there, and technical teams were very much in touch with the Taliban government about their needs, requirements in terms of humanitarian assistance. So those days are gone, Arunima, when ISI used to play dirty games in Afghanistan, and and as you rightly said, IC-814 and many other developments in the past, targeting Indians and Indian soil. That will not be the case. Look, right now, Pakistan's role is under suspicion, Arunima, in the region, given its close proximity both with the United States and with China. What Pakistani leadership is doing, nobody knows. One day they go to America, the other day they go to China. Iran is suspicious of their intentions. Afghanistan is suspicious of their intentions. So Afghanistan also needs a strong partner and ally in the region, for support, because right now the biggest challenge for Afghanistan is to rebuild their economy, their infra projects, and the second is the latest interest of Trump administration in getting control over Bagram Air Base. So for that, Afghanistan needs reliable and trustworthy partners. Who else than India or Anima at this point in time?
It's quite interesting, Siddhant, that you pointed out that India officially does not recognize Taliban or the new government. I think our embassy strength there has been reduced as well, if I'm not mistaken. There's only a skeletal staff under a different name that is present there. Could you notice what happened to the Taliban flag? I mean, if you're not recognizing them, it was a diplomatic tightrope as well, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. There were a lot of developments, Arunima, taken place in last 1 year. In fact, India, there were not only high-level exchanges, but India did allow a senior Afghan diplomat to serve as a counselor in Mumbai. That was despite no official recognition of the Taliban government. This special arrangement was made by the Indian side. So as I said, that may not be track 1, but at the track 2, track 3 levels, both sides were in touch. Now today is the first time that at the track 1 level, at the foreign minister's level,